Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at this ancient dinosaur here that's been sitting on my project and to-do shelf for several years, and I'm just now getting around to doing something with it. So this is going to be a quick unscripted video. I have no idea what's this machine even is, what's involved with it, what's wrong with it, besides there was a sticky note on it that said doesn't power on, and well, it says AST on it. That's really all I know. I haven't done any research on it, so let's just crack it open and take a quick look at it, because something I've been needing to do, and well, realistically, if it's dead, it's parts, so might be fun. Let's check it out. Okay, and this is the computer we're going to be taking a look at in this video. This is a AST Bravo 46/25. So because of the awesome naming scheme from back in the 80s and 90s, we already know what's under the hood. A 25 MHz 46 class CPU, which means this thing should be in the same performance level as the IBM PS1 Consultant that I did a couple of years ago in a video. This one, to be specific, when I added an 8 MB RAM stick to bump it up to 10 MB, and a sound card, which this one actually says it is powered by a 46SX 25 MHz processor. So these both have 25 MHz 46s, so they should be somewhat equal in performance. The only real difference is going to be if the video chip's different and the RAM amount's different, so we'll have to see when we open this thing up. This thing's a little bit dirty, as you can see. It's got some stains on the top, some scuffs. The front's a little yellowed and grimy. The drives are a different color. The side's a little dirty, but not too bad. This thing's actually built very well. It's solid. We have the ubiquitous Chicago lock and key style key lock here that a lot of PCs during this time had. We have a 3.5-inch full-size floppy drive. A lot of these are normally the 3.5-inch style with the adapter bracket. So to see a full 5.5-inch one is actually kind of neat. Plus it's full height, not a slimline one like the one that I tried to put in the compact portable. So funny thing is, this might actually be the drive I would need for the IBM 5170. So if this one doesn't work at all, I have a drive for it. Plus we have a I don't know what drive that is, if it's a 1.2 or 360K, I have no idea yet. Disk activity, and then two other lights. I don't know what that's for. Maybe turbo, maybe? I don't know. We have a good industrial style power switch, reset button. And then on the back, as you can see, we have the generic power supply with a sticker here that says factory set to 115 volt, covering this, which is fine. We have serial 1, serial 2, parallel, a PS2 mouse connector, it looks like. 5-pin DIN style keyboard, VGA, but it says TV monitor. We have 6 ISA expansion slots, with one filled up with looks like a serial parallel card, which is kind of interesting because it already has serial parallel built in. We have the sticker right there that says AST Research Bravo 2 Series Bravo 46/25. And yeah, there's a lot of plastic shrouding on this. Even the bottom is completely covered in plastic. This thing is built very well. In fact, we even have a sticker here. 46/25 Model 3V. Factory configured with a 1.44 megabyte floppy disk drive, so the 1.2 or whatever this is must have been added later. 2 megabyte of a RAM with an AST VGA, and a voltage of 115. And we have some sort of sticker right here that says Rhineland, and a lot of it's in German, I believe, which is pretty interesting. Okay, so I want to show this real quick. So this is the AST Bravo. As you can see, it's got the, well, if I do it this way, it might make more sense. The expansion slots are vertical on it, meaning this thing is a full height style PC case. Whereas my PS1 Consultant is a little bit more limited in that they're all horizontal and there's only 3. They both have a lot of integration onto the motherboards. This one just has a lot more expansion capability because this one only has 3 slots, and this one's got, well, 5 more, but it's got a total of 6. It's kind of a smaller desktop style, but this one really takes the cake with how slim it is because this thing is actually pretty small. All right, let's crack this one open. I'm curious. There's a screw missing right here, so I'm not sure what that's about. Let's go backwards, forwards. Okay. That comes off somewhat pretty easy, actually. And it looks like we have some we have a date code. Don't know if you can see it. This one right here, October 11th of 1990. All right, so what do we got? So we have the 3.5-inch driver here, but I want to show what this thing looks like. The main body is 3.5, but it's got some sort of adapter board that goes from the older edge connector and Molex style to 44 pin and the bird connector. That's pretty interesting. I've never seen an adapter like that. Most of the adapters I see like this are like the itty bitty tiny ones you just kind of plug into the connector here. Other than that though, we have just a single expansion card here, serial parallel card. We have a full complement of RAM. Looks like they are 72 pin because there's a little notch right here. Some dust bunnies. This thing's built really weird because there's a gender changer here for the floppy drive. That's interesting. Built-in IDE and built-in floppy, so not too unusual because the a lot of early 90s OEMs had that kind of stuff. We have a battery, 4.5 volt clock battery, and I don't think it looks like it's leaked, but there's a lot of dust, and there's a rough finish here, which is attracting the dust. And it looks like the serial ports are just on floppy cables or ribbon cables. We have a hard drive that's unhooked, which is a Connor CF3044. To look up to see what that is. We have the power supply here on a little plastic thing. See if I can get this ID cable out of the way real quick so I can see what's going on the board. Yeah, those connectors are under the power supply. That is a weird design, but it is just a generic AT power supply, so if this one is dead, I can replace it with something. I don't see the CPU yet. Oop, kinda. There it is. We have a expansion socket right there, and we have the 4625 right there. Yeah, that's actually pretty interesting. Pretty generic looking layout, actually. Kind of wonder how much RAM this is. It says 2 megabyte, but there's well, 2 of these are identical and 2 of these are identical. I'm not a fan of that. They're plastic tabs holding the RAM in. But yeah, I don't know what these are. In fact, they feel small. Like maybe it's just I'm imagining it, but I could swear the ones I was messing around with my 486 were bigger than this. I have to look that up. We got some AST chipsets here. I don't see what the integrated video is yet. Actually, yes, I do. The video chip appears to be a WD90C100LR, and I see some RAM chips near it. So I don't know how much RAM. I think the PS1 consultant over there had a. I think it was like 256 or 512K of VGA RAM. Basically, the minimum for like Windows 11 and stuff. But yeah, AST branded chips. Looks like we have a 3-pin fan header here for an intake fan. That's pretty forward thinking, actually, for there to be, you know, fan here, airflow. So, yeah, there's just a plug it into power and see what happens. All right. Plug into power, and you know what, just for fun I'm going to plug in VGA. I might not get a signal, but I'm going to put the RAM back in before there's any problems. Okay, let's see if it does anything. Nothing. Okay, so power supply is not even powering up. Let's unplug some stuff here. Wow. Okay, so something's causing, either the power supply just not working or there's something that's causing a dead short. And I left my multimeter at work. Well, I guess that's, the only expansion cards is this one, so I might as well just pull it out and see what it is real quick. Alright, so we have an Everix Systems. Looks like just a generic parallel serial card. Parallel serial card. Assembled in Hong Kong. Looks like we have some jumpers, which are all in the open position. Nothing here. I kind of wonder if this was also intended to be like a modem or something. Or maybe a battery. Oh no, that says battery. So maybe this was designed to be a real-time clock thing? I'll have to look up to see what this is. Because there's some RAM chips here. Set true channel 1. Some sort of header. Yeah, so serial. It's a hardware serial card, but I'm not sure exactly what this thing was. But I'm betting there's some... betting one of these tantalums are shorted together. Alright, well let's see if it powers on now. Actually powered on. Cool. Crap. That's not turning on though. I'm gonna get a keyboard real quick and then okay, this alright, let's turn this on real quick. Should be set to VGA. Yeah, VGA. Alright, let's flip the switch and see what happens. Power back on. No signal though. That's a little concerning. It's plugged in all the way though. Oh! Wow! AST Bravo 46 revision, 1990. CMOS battery failed. CMOS checksum failed. Configuration failed. Base memory 512K. Extended memory. So we have what? 4 megabyte of RAM. That's okay. That's an increase. Cache is disabled. Video configuration error run setup. Setup. Okay. So control alt escape. It's working. Battery was running low. Okay, so I need to get a new battery for this, but that's fine. Oh, this is kind of a neat BIOS setup. Let's just set a time. 12, 23, 13. Tab. It should be a 1.44. This should be, I don't know what it is. Maybe 120. We'll try that. Integrated graphics. Hard drive. I don't know. Oh yeah, I don't know any of that. So cancel. Page down. Hard disk adapter integrator add. Okay, so I can add my own. I can add my own ID drive. That's great. EJ VJ color 80. Okay. Conventional memory. 640. Extended. No math coprocessor. Okay. Everything seems to be. Ew. Okay, so B drive just squawked. So. Okay, boot disk failure. Does A drive work? I just see it'll boot with 6.22 here. It does. Awesome, this thing just works. So let's see if it'll run a game. Oh, wait, I don't remember what I just put in. Oh, robots. Let's try VGA. Awesome. Actually, I don't think anything has a PC speaker. I didn't hear or see one. Yeah, I don't see one, so maybe there's not a PC speaker. Awesome. Seems to be working pretty good. All right, well, let's just get this thing cleaned up real quick and then go from there. Yeah, that looks a lot better. So now that I got that kind of cleaned up and it's better to touch, I'm kind of curious what that lead drive is. Okay, so this is the Toshiba ND-0801GR. I'm going to look up what that is real quick and put what it is right here. It spins free. That part moves, but it is extremely dusty. Like, I'm not restoring this thing in this video. Like, it's enough that it works. I'm going to, get the dust cleaned out of it and lube up this drive and see what's wrong with it. But, yeah. Because it made a horrible squealing noise powering up. Let's remove the 3.5-inch drive because I'm curious. Not gonna lie, I'm a little bummed that it does work because there's a small part of me that I'm hoping it wasn't so that I could put this in the 5170. But all right, so there's the well, I guess full height 3.5-inch drive. Yeah, it's weird. It's in just a bracket with that's a little daughter board, CE2, made in Japan. Kind of surprised no one's like tried to copy this PCB on like PCBWay or something for like machines like this that you can just plug in a. I mean, I guess those little adapters work just fine too. But okay, so we have a MFD 17W-12, which I'm assuming is a 1.44 meg drive because it read pesky robots. So I'll have to go look up what that is and put it right here real quick. The counter drive, I'm going to put the information up right here. I'm not even going to try and see if that'll spin up or nothing. I mean, I'll go plug it into my computer upstairs and see if there's any files on it. But I am actually wrong. Don't know if you can see that, but that says DX. So this is actually it's a very early Intel 486 too. Look at that logo. But this is a DX25. Ooh. That means this is an early 486. Well, this video didn't turn out nearly the way I thought it was going to be. I thought this thing was just going to be dead. I'd have to strip it for parts, but yeah, it's going to need a good cleaning. I'm going to do that outside the video. I'm going to blow the dust bunnies out and see what kind of RAM I can pop in here. I'm actually kind of curious because something tells me there's something weird about this RAM. It just seems, I get my hands are not, I have good sized hands, so they might just be small, but I guess I don't know. Yeah, I wasn't imagining it. That RAM is actually smaller. Because here's a 72-pin RAM from, well, I had laying around. And here's the RAM I pulled out. That's a lot smaller. Like, it's not as small as 30-pin, but that's weird. I wonder, it's proprietary. It's probably going to be either impossible to find or super expensive if I do find it. So, yeah, 4 megabytes. So it already has an upgrade, so I guess 4 megabyte is more than enough for this machine. All right, cool. So this video took a turn I wasn't expecting. Okay, so this video didn't turn out nearly the way I was expecting. It was kind of just a quick unscripted-ish thing. Grab a computer off my shelf and just see what's going on with it, I guess. And I wasn't expecting it to work. It was just one of the things, like, if it didn't work, I was gonna have spare parts and stuff for the 5170. Like, this 3.5-inch drive would fit in there perfectly. Obviously that 5.25 drive was making some weird noise, but if it did work, I guess, which it does, it's gonna get the inside's gonna get cleaned up. The outside's pretty clean now, but yeah, get the dust bunnies cleaned out of it, put this cover plate up. I'm gonna take the hard drive upstairs and see if there's anything on it. If there is, I'll report back, but there might not be because I heard it spin up, but I didn't hear the head seek or nothing, so it might be very similar to like that MFM drive I pulled out 5150 where it's just dead. Um, I am pretty surprised that this is all that killed it. Just a dead short somewhere on this serial card. I'm gonna go look up to see what this is. E3 E5 UVEV-170. Yeah, I'm not sure what it is because it's got a big socket here, two sockets here, space for a battery and all the resistors and stuff for it. Like, this was something. I'm not sure exactly what it was. I'll have to see what it is, and if it's something neat, I might see if I can repair it and use it somewhere else. But yeah, that's all it was that killed this machine. Like, it had a sticky note that said it wouldn't power on, and I was, kind of expecting a dead power supply. I mean, I haven't really come across a dead AT power supply yet. Ironically enough, with that statement, Agent Electronics just released a video with a 36 build he was doing and was dealing with a dead 36 power supply, or power supply for 36. The AT power supply died, so I had to use an ATX with an AT adapter. And the ironic thing about that is me and him were actually talking about that in the comments section of one of his videos, that he'd come across dead AT power supplies, whereas on the flip side, I've come across more dead ATX power supplies. I haven't come across many dead ones. So the ironic thing was, had this power supply actually been bad, I finally would have come across a dead AT power supply. So anyway, yeah, next time you see this thing, it's going to be running a benchmark with this, the PS1 Consultant here, and then my 46 DX266, just to see where they all kind of sit benchmark-wise, because that's something I've been really, really wanting to do. So, okay, so I'm reinterjecting myself real quick because I got done recording the outro, went upstairs, uploaded my footage, and then got curious, started doing some research, and decided to come back down here and contradict myself what I just said. So I decided to do a little bit of research with the AST Bravo here, and I couldn't find too much specific information with this particular machine. I found some stuff about the 286s and 386s and the machines that came after this, but I couldn't find anything super specific. I did find a picture of the motherboard from RetroWeb, so I kind of know what CPUs it can take and how much RAM it can take, which is not changing. This thing has a 25 megahertz bus, so it can take the 46 DX250s, which I don't have, so there's no point in putting it in here. But I was able to find a pamphlet of information that talked about how much this thing was, how much the hard drive spec, and all that kind of stuff. And so with all that, I decided to, I'm contradicting myself. I'm changing my mind. I'm going to be doing a full restoration video of this. I've already cleaned the outside, but now I need to get to the clean the inside up, dust bunnies, clean the power supply up, tear it all apart, clean everything, disassemble that 5 1/4 drive, see what's going wrong with it, and the lube up the 3.5-inch drive here. But I'm gonna have to wait until I get the correct CF to IDE adapter, because the IDE header is actually under the power supply, and I don't have the right IDE to CF adapter. The one I have plugs into a controller card, not the type that the cable plugs into. I need that style so I can modify this bracket to mount that on there and install the correct size hard drive. Speaking of the hard drive, it's dead. It's fully dead. It spins, doesn't seek, no information on it. I plugged it into my computer upstairs with an IDE to USB adapter, nothing. I plugged it into my 46 and a just a random Pentium board that I got powered up just to see if I get the auto hard disk utility to detect it. It's dead. I even typed in the parameters into the BIOS itself. No information. It doesn't boot. It's dead. But I know what tile style DOS and Windows is supposed to have for the CF card in the future, so that's, it's not too big of a loss. I mean, there might have been some cool data on here, but I'm kind of curious about what data could have been on here, but I'm not going to try and figure it out. As for the RAM, I am right. It is very proprietary. It is actually hard to find and pretty expensive. In fact, I decided to do a little bit of digging with it, and it's something called 64-pin RAM, which is also called Cupid RAM, which the older versions of the Bravos used the Cupid bus system thing or something. I don't know. I just glossed over the Wikipedia page because it had nothing to do with this machine. But yeah, it's hard to find. It's expensive to find when it pops up on eBay. The app, some version of the Apples used it. Some of the Ataris and Amigas used it. Some actually printers used it for the page buffer, so you can print multiple pages at once without having to let the machine just stop and idle. So Yeah, that's the change of plans. It's going to be getting a restoration video. It's way too interesting to not. It's the only AST machine I've ever come across. And the bit of irony with this is while I was uploading my footage and getting stuff ready and doing some research, I had some background noise going, and I was actually playing the video that David Murray talked about when he was working at AST. So it's kind of a weird thing there with that. But yeah, be on the lookout for this future video. So, and back to back to me giving a now incorrect outro. With that being said, thank you all for watching this impromptu unscripted video, and well, see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.